So, coming up on Saturday night at Madison Square Garden, we've got a hell of a fight between two of the best fighters in the world from America, also two of the most annoying fighters in the world, even more annoying than this age verification bollocks, but nonetheless, it is a fantastic fight between two fighters who are very evenly matched. It's a total 50-50, and I think it should be a one for the purists, maybe not a one for the casuals, but who cares about them? This is one for the boxing fans. It's going to go off big time. It's Teofimo Lopez against Shakur Stevenson for Teofimo's 140-pound ring belt, also the WBO belt on the line. The Brooklyn man currently has a record of 22-1 with 13 wins coming via knockout. Now, last time out, it wasn't the best performance, but it was by far the best fight on the card. He defeated Arnold Barboza Jr. via a unanimous decision. And he won well, Teofimo, but as always, there's lots of spells in the fight where he doesn't do a lot. But to be fair, Barboza Jr. is an underrated fighter. He was coming off a fantastic win against Jack Cattrall. So that was a good performance from Teofimo. Not the best we've seen him. His best two wins by a mile are Josh Taylor and Lomachenko, who are both southpaws. Obviously, that bodes well for him against Shakur, but against Sandor Martin and against Jermaine Ortiz, he did struggle. He could have easily lost both of those fights, and they weren't fantastic fights. Both Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin were quite negative at times, but they did pick off Teofimo, and he seems to switch off massively in rounds, and you can kind of see that with his personality. There's definitely some kind of autism going on there, but at the same time, when he's on form, he is electric. I mean, that performance against Lomachenko was sensational, and he obviously had a massive size advantage, but nonetheless, he was a huge underdog. He was very inexperienced going into that fight, and he performed out of his skin also against Josh Taylor, which was a really good win. All right, fair enough, maybe not a peak Josh Taylor, but he still put on a really good performance there. Lost the first 3 rounds, then I gave him the last 9, so when he's on form, he's brilliant, and if you can do that to Lomachenko, then you shouldn't fear anyone. That is by far his best win. Obviously, like I say, the Josh Taylor win as well was really impressive. But there has been a lot of lackluster performances, and that is a worry for him going into this fight. But also, he's the kind of fighter, when he turns it on, he is brilliant to watch. Fast hands, he's explosive. He can punch, but he's not scored a knockout for a while. He's actually won his last 5 fights on points, so I think you'll be looking to stick the pressure on Shakur and really try and make it uncomfortable for him and try and get him out of there if you can. You've got the size advantage. He definitely hits harder, but Shakur will not fear him one bit. He currently has a record of 24-0 with 11 wins coming by a knockout. He's a 3-weight world champion. He is the current pound-for-pound number 7. Last time out, he defeated William Zepeda via a unanimous decision, which was a really good performance. Zepeda did have a couple of moments in there where he momentarily had success and buzzed Shakur slightly, but he was never in big danger. He did actually have a much more entertaining performance that night than we've seen him have before, because a lot of the criticism comes from that he's too defensive. But at the end of the day, boxing is about hitting and not getting hit, and Shakur is probably the best defensive fighter in the world. He's a southpaw, very awkward, fast hands, not a big puncher, doesn't always go for the kill, but he knows how to win. And he is that kind of fighter that when people write him off, when he's up against it, when people are saying that this is the time he's going to get found out, he's going to get knocked out, he seems to step up. We saw that against Oscar Valdez. He put on an unbelievable performance, dropping Valdez in round 6. And most people going into that thought there was no way that Stevenson could stop Valdez. Valdez, the much bigger puncher on paper. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he dropped Lopez. I can't see a Shakur stoppage at all, but I could definitely see him doing a similar kind of job to what he did on Valdez, where he drops him and wins wide on the cards. I can see a Teofimo stoppage, purely because on his day, he can bang, but we've just not seen that for a while. And unfortunately for Teofimo, I think this is going to be the same case that it's been before for him, where he just comes unstuck. And I'm not being funny. If you're losing to George Kambosos Jr., and I know that was a long time ago, he wasn't on form, but again, he's won when he's not looked great and could have easily lost. And that Kambosos loss was bad as well, and it's hard to get that out your head. So for me, I think Shakur Stevenson will win this. I think he's going to win a unanimous decision. It might not be the sexiest fight in the world. There might be lots of lulls in the action, and I think there'll be a lot of moments where maybe the crowd get a bit frustrated, but technically, it will be a great fight. And I can definitely see Teofimo having success, but I can't see him beating Shakur on points. And I think in a fight like this, you always have to go for the better boxer. So for me, Shakur Stevenson wins on points. But yeah, it should be a good scrap, guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all on the next one.